Not assemble, isn't it?
Yeah, this is assembly is not simple. If they cannot assemble in China, iPhone company will bankrupt immediately. Right? They have a small factory in India, but they cannot catch up with it. So this is Trump's talking about is very crazy. China-U.S. trade war is different, okay? But Huawei is kind of IT technology. They cannot ban. They cannot do that. This is a very
well, obviously, otherwise Trump would have done it, but he backpedaled on that one.
Backpedaled, right? Yeah. Exactly. Now going back to the American blue collar labor is cheaper and cheaper.
So cheaper and cheaper. So their competitive advantage is.
This is similar thing. I have a simple question for Japan.
Exactly.
Same thing happened?
So in Japan the same thing happened. Well, the only thing is that.
Oh, I tell you one example. Today I with Kimoto went to the Ikinari Steak House. We ate steak, and that company's employees, many of those people are Vietnamese. Okay, just the kind of 7-Eleven and some are the so kind of store, restaurant, Vietnamese, not Chinese. I don't know Chinese where they have go, but Vietnamese.
Home?
Yeah, not home, but they are staying in Japan. But I don't know where to go. But Vietnamese is cheaper, right? So we are going to pay 1 hour 1,000 yen 1 hour, but Japanese don't want to work 1,000. But it means wages getting lower, right? Or they don't change the lowest wages past 10 years, so the people is changing. Chinese don't work 1 hour 1,000. Now the Vietnamese, right? And we're going to soon they're switching to from Vietnamese to the Bangladesh, maybe, right?
This is even cheaper.
But 1,000 never change. It means Japanese one person GDP is not did not change. $36,000 a year. 10 years ago, yes, but next 10 years later, 36,000. So Japanese people, my interesting is Japanese people, they should lose their job, but how come they don't lose their job? Why? I don't understand. How come? America is the same.
I think because Japan doesn't have very urusai shareholders. That means that since they still make marginal profit, it's still okay for a lot of Japanese people. Also,
You mean they are hiring Japanese?
The corporate structure in Japan is not entirely flexible, so it's not so easy to replace a Japanese worker with a foreign worker, because a foreign worker has a lot of difficulty to fit into the culture and to fit into the language. So there's actually a kind of a natural boundary that protects the workers here, because we don't have a global culture, we only have a local culture that is not so easy to get into. So there is a kind of like an invisible wall that protects the workers here from being replaced for somebody who's...
My question is, okay, just switching to Japanese environment. What's going to happen for we are a lot of human resource worker shortage in next 10 years, right? So many Vietnamese, many Bangladesh people, we're going to ask them to come, right?
Well,
or even if we don't ask them, they automatically come into us, right?
Right, but they will come, but I mean, are we open for them to be here?
This is my interesting. How come they're increasing many people, even if they're limited for overseas people? They're coming, many people, right? But the Japanese not decided to open the gate for the non-Japanese people. But actually, the lot of Vietnamese, all over Vietnamese, in supermarkets everywhere.
Maybe I don't know exactly, but usually this legislation about, for example, you can get up to a year work permit if you are from.
Yeah, beforehand. Okay, I did know. Like 10 years ago, they should come to Japan because we go to the Japanese language school, and government accepted. But looks like those people, they are not going to the Japanese language school, just coming here for work, right?
Work.
But how come so many people come here?
That's not only for school. There's also now a work visa. You can get a work visa for a year if you're from Taiwan, for example. Young people up to 35 or something, they can come from Taiwan, stay in Japan for 1 year, and they have a 1 year visa. They can work like up to 30 hours a week. They can get a work permit. But who is going to check if you really work 30 hours or actually you work 50, 60, 70, 80 hours?
Cannot check it. Oh, this is interesting. Okay, going back to the States. But the American cases, they want to fire American white blue collars because of higher wages. So they want to hire more Mexican people.
But they cannot fire them because that's protected by labor unions and so.
No, labor union, as you know, they're almost disappearing already. Okay, even
but why are they forcing them to reduce their wages to $20,000? Why are they all just saying, okay, well, that's impossible. Let's just outsource the whole thing.
Oh, that's one example is which name is the largest supermarket?
Walmart.
Walmart. They have demonstration for raising hourly charge, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
So they want to
$8 to $12.
Honey rice cracker? Anyone?
No, and I don't eat after lunch. My sugar bread, but this tastes good. I like it, but I stop eating for after lunch.
Very good.
Yeah. The doctor said you should go to hospital 1 week for blood sugar control, but
Me
I
too.
told you. You? Really? You're young.
Cholesterol.
You're young, but I'm not.
Well, I don't know how come, but maybe because I'm taking medicine at the moment, so that's why my.
Why you have high cholesterol?
I don't know.
My sugar blood, my diabetes is for more than 20 years.
My cousin, he's very thin, very slender. Like a dog. He got a heart attack.
No.
Why?
High cholesterol.
No.
High cholesterol, heart attack?
So. So that's you cannot always tell just from the outside.
My doctor told me you have high sugar blood pressure. If continue current situation, you just eyes and kidney got problem. I understand. So I just try to control anyway. So by the way, okay, just how come salary is going to so much stable or getting lower in the States?
So they are
Walmart $8, $12. The Walmart don't want to raise salary for white people. You don't like you don't work. You can left my company. It doesn't matter. We can
right
hire.
for you. We will hire somebody else.
Exactly. So no problem. $8 is everybody.
But it gives, of course, like a company like Walmart. Also, it's not only have workers, but also have consumers. If they are going to. They're going to lower the salaries of all the Walmart stuff, then people will get upset, and a lot of people have they're not only staff, but they have family members and friends, etc., who will talk badly about Walmart. So it'll give them a bad reputation. So they need to be careful. They're not just the workers, but also the brand image of Walmart will take a very significant blow if they start to pay their workers like $8, $9. I mean, that will not be acceptable in the United States because you cannot survive on $8, $9. But yeah, it's a big problem because Mexicans, for them, $8-9 is good money.
How much? $8 and $64 a week, right? $8
A day.
a day, $64 a week is $350, $400, $400 a week. It means $400 a week means how much monthly?
24.
24,
2,400.
2,400. Too much. 30,000 a year,
Oh.
right? You can survive.
You can survive. It's not much, you can survive. But like if you have kids who go to school, there's a lot of private.
No, your husband should work.
Okay, yeah, but what if you don't have a husband? What if you're a single parent?
But no problem.
Well, what if you have like medical expenses? What if you have somebody who needs to go to college or?
No. 30,000 is just is average. 50% of population, 25,000. So 30,000 is more than the average, right? So you can survive, right? Japan the same.
So, we will start talk about minimum income and guaranteed base income and what it is. After
Basic income?
Yeah. Universal basic income.
Universal basic income, very risky issues, right?
Yeah.
Like just yesterday, Abe Prime Minister said, okay, many Koreans get basic income. Those Korean people, they do not work, but they got money from Japanese government. I don't know how many people, 1 million, so many people, they got money from
But that's
government.
welfare, no? That's not universal basic income. It's
No,
different.
the same.
It's different.
The same. They don't get job. Okay, government will pay for you.
Right, but that's not the premise of universal basic income.
But actually the same. Okay, they can work, but they don't work.
Right.
So this is basic income. So Abe said those people should going back to Korea. Right? It's not good for Japanese people. Also Japanese people also they don't work. If you can work but you got money from government but it's not good. This is basic income. I can get money, I don't work,
Let's wait this discussion until we see the video because actually they studied this, they did research after this.
Actually, physically Finland paying that money, right? Or that is all also they pay money for trial, right? 2,000 people,
So
right?
there are findings that actually universal basic income does not significantly change the work attitude of the vast majority of people who receive it.
Yes, bad influence, bad impact. If I got money, I don't need to work. Even currently, actually, is not sufficient for my life, so I need to work. Everybody like that. If they can, keep their life without additional income. They don't work.
Well, no, that's not what happens actually.
But some people will get more money even if their life is still,
The vast majority of people stays working, and I'll give you a bad example.
What's that?
I eat something, you also like,
This is no sugar. I can't eat this. This is good taste. I bought this for me, but I cannot eat it.
Rito-san, about AI industries, if AI industry should get a big growth, AI industry should hire many teachers of the data, teachers for AI engine and data discrimination jobs. And AI industry could hire many that kind of workers. Is that right? or not?
Well, like I think AI is like 5G.
5G. AI 以降は
So basically, 5G is something that I don't think that we really. It will take quite some time before we really will reap the benefits of this kind of technology and apply it to society as a whole. Now 5G. I was listening to a podcast the other day, and in it was described how a doctor. It was a demo, だけど. It was a doctor who was capable of doing kind of a remote action. So there was an ambulance and people were brought in with the ambulance. But prior to them arriving at the hospital, there was an echo scan. They needed to do an echo scan so that they would be prepared for what was happening. So they were using 5G to actually move a kind of a robotic arm and let people do a scan. And it was almost with zero delay that they could actually move the echo scan, get the data from the echo back to the hospital almost in real time, so that they could be prepared and have a much better chance of saving somebody's life. Now that is an application, but I think we're still very far from actually figuring out, okay, but what can we actually do with that? So definitely that will require a lot of people, a lot of skills, but it's also like, okay, it's finite. I think this is something that, sure, with every new technology you need people who can actually apply it, who can make software, etc. But it will replace more than it will create. That I'm quite sure. I don't. A lot of people say, well, AI is just it was just a tool to make us become even more powerful. So it will help us, but we always need people. That's probably true. But if we now want to analyze certain data and draw conclusions, it takes a lot of manpower to actually do this and get insights from data. But with AI, we can more easily do that, much faster do that. So we can ask more advanced questions. But there is a limit to that. I think that if you really take out the man work out of data analysis, that it will cost jobs, no matter how you look at it.
But I tell you, the truth is IT revolution will come soon. 100 times faster is exactly revolution.
Yes.
So it means we have lots of opportunity to utilizing IT technology everywhere in society. It means kind of sort of IT relating people is terribly shortage to develop kind of opportunity. So I think work balance, unbalance will come in on the surface very